It's where Mike sings the song usually. Welcome to Rising Tides Live. I'm your host, Shawn Walchef. This is our Friday Pitch the Tide series. This is our restaurant technology showcase show, and I'm starting off the show with Alistair Levine, CEO of Vine Hospitality, and Mike Ungaro, CEO and visionary of the San Pedro Fish Show and Kings of Fish. San Pedro Fish Market and Kings of Fish, two legendary restaurateurs. We are going to be pitched by Zenzap. Very excited today to hear from Ron. He's going to come up on stage. If you own a restaurant technology platform and you want to pitch the tide and get feedback from real restaurateurs and entrepreneurs and storytellers and members of this community, please join our Friday shows. You can email us, podcast@calibbq.media, and Mike, our producer, will get you set up. Alistair, high level, who are you? How many restaurants? How many employees? What have you guys been doing? Go ahead.
Yeah, so I'm Alistair Levine, CEO, owner of Vine Hospitality. We've got 7 restaurants up in Northern California, all around San Francisco, but none in San Francisco currently. We got about 350 employees, and my family's been in the business for 30 plus years at this point.
How many times a week do you get pitched? Not just from restaurant tech, but just sales in general.
I stopped counting, to be honest. It just feels like an ongoing LinkedIn avalanche most days, and the amount of recruiters and other random people who are like, I have 14 perfect candidates for you that you should pay me a fortune to hire. It's funny, as a CEO, you kind of get used to just zoning out most pitches, and then there's occasionally the ones that like punch through and you're like, I do actually need to talk to that person. They've got something interesting I might learn from.
Well, let's our job in this community is to help brands punch through. That is the feedback that we hope to provide on the show. Michael Ungaro, high level, who are you? What are you building? How many restaurants? How many employees? And then answer, how many times a week do you get pitched?
So, CEO, visionary, co-owner, San Pedro Fish Market on the LA waterfront and the city of Long Beach, soon coming to Monterey, so that'll make our 3rd location. Been in business, this is our 70th year since my grandfather founded the original location, 1956. What are we building? We're building new locations. We're building storytelling platforms and transforming ourselves into more of a media company with our television series, which is Kings of Fish on Amazon Prime, and you can also find it on YouTube. If I'm between phone calls and emails and random texts that come across all day long, it just becomes static at this point. But like Alistair said, once in a while there's like, oh, that's intriguing. I think we could actually use that help. But it really comes down to trust. Like it goes. There's the salesperson, and then you say, okay, we bought it, and then the salesperson like turns into ether and disappears, and you got an implementation. It's like we don't do that. What are you talking about? Who sold you on that? You did, and you signed the contract, so we're stuck. So it's like it can be really costly, and then getting all the different platforms, whether it's tech or not, to actually work together, not create more cost and time, energy, money, and lost opportunity than you had beforehand. It's really the key is like, is this going to lower my costs and increase my revenue and make my life easier? Or am I going to spend the next 6 months trying to figure out if I made a mistake or not?
Amazing stuff. Setting the tone. Troy Hooper, CEO, Hot Palate America, high level. Who are you? How many restaurants? How many employees? And how many times a day do you get pitched, whether it's restaurant tech or a service or a solution?
Yeah. Well, it depends on how many times you text or call me.
Yes, that's true.
We need to talk to. Look, hi, Troy Hooper, Hot Palate America. Parent company is Pepper Lunch Restaurants, 565 locations in 17 countries worldwide. Actively working on expanding the country count pretty proactively the last couple of days. Japanese hot plate concept, fast casual, growing rapidly across North America, Asia, and otherwise. Also the host of the Pineapple Perspective podcast, everywhere you listen, watch, or hear podcasts. Go to YouTube. We want to build that environment, of course. I get pitched as often as I let myself get pitched, which is too often, to be quite frankly with you. I looked at my calendar today. I was like, oh my God. I am trying to limit it to one, probably max one a day. I am also putting people off down the road that are not things that I really, really need to be looking at right now. But I do pride myself on watching what's coming. Like if you're not talking to guys early in their iteration, early in their development, I mean, talk about Maria Polona, right? Like she had 2 customers, when I met her, you introduced me to her. And I said, you know what, let's give that a try. I want to know more. I want to know more about that space, because Maria doing AI voice and AI video, intelligence for your restaurant. After I met Maria, I think 30 AI voice companies walked up to me at various conferences, events, and online. Like literally, like I was like, holy, everybody does this now, right? So I had context by having taken the call from Maria, met a couple of other ones, et cetera. So I think you have to do the homework. You just got to be thoughtful about, your time and your commitment and what you're willing and able to do. And it's not no, it may be just not now. And that's true for me. I got to tell you, I can't tell you how many vendors or people have pitched me, and 2-3 years later, I call them and go, I'm ready. I need that. We're ready. Yeah. Or I know somebody's ready, or along the way, I can make introductions. Elizabeth Doss, Izzy Inc. I knew her for 2.5 or 3 years before I had the opportunity to hire her, and I hired her. So yeah, not always a no, more often a not now, and I'd rather know about it and understand something, and then that way I can evaluate it, and it's a tool in my toolbox. It may be deep in the toolbox, but it's a tool, and I know it's there, and I can reach in and find it later.
Yeah, Troy brings up such a great point, by the way, just real quick. It's like one of the dominant strategies to be in when it comes to business, especially with tech, is be first, be fast, and persist. But with AI and technology, like, it's like, Shawn and I were just talking about trying to keep up with emails, right? So you get an email app, if you will, that's going to handle your emails, and then all of a sudden chat or whatever AI you're using does it for you and cannibalizes it. And I have never seen it happen this fast, but I think the example you gave with Maria is the same thing. It's like you have something great, and then all of a sudden the free stuff copies it because the AI is moving.
I have Claude Cowork up on my screen, and I am setting it up today. I have put Claude Desktop on my computer. I don't care if the DOD and the DHS, and I don't care who has access to my computer. I need help, and I'm going to hire an AI agent to start doing stuff for me.
There it is. Appreciate it. Thank you, guys, and thank you to the community that's here. This is super exciting for us. We've been working on this show, wanting to get restaurateurs, restaurant tech companies, hospitality professionals, technology professionals onto the show. Joe Fontana in the car. Are you able? Give us 60 seconds. Who's Joe Fontana? What's the brand? How many locations? How many employees?
Yeah, what's up, boys? I'm Joe, founder of Fry the Coop. I'm in Chicago. We do chicken sandwiches. We fry them all in 100% beef tallow. Nice. We have 10 locations, and we are rocking 215 employees right now. And we're about to open up baby number 11. We're going to start working on that pretty soon.
Baby number 11. Congratulations. Thank you for joining us on the road. One question: how many times do you get pitched from a restaurant technology company, a service provider during your week?
Probably 2 a day. And then if you add in now,
that sounds awesome. That's not that many.
The capital funding partners are like, private equity.
There you go.
Yeah. Those are like 3 a day now. So
3 a day now. Perfect.
Yeah.
So I think we have a well qualified team up here and the community that can give feedback. Without further ado, let's bring up today's guest, Ron Goldman. The floor is yours. Tell us about Zenzap. Go for it. Can you hear me, Ron? You're muted. There you go. Unmute. You got to start again. You got to start again. Now you're good.
Okay. Hello to everyone. was really fun to hear how many times people get pitched here. But to be honest, our pitch is pretty fun on our end because it's a very simple pitch. Everyone in every restaurant that I've talked to, they communicate with employees. They communicate with the managers, and it's all day, every day. And most of the times, it happens on your personal devices with your personal chatting apps, which I've heard a lot of. This is ruining my life. I need some separation and stuff like that. So that's where we come in. So we're always getting good feedback on at least the idea of having another app dedicated for work, which is what we do. We do a communication between employees, internal communications that completely separate work and personal life, and we try to build it with three concepts in mind, and that's what we do, and that's what we're going to keep on doing moving forward, and we move forward fast, which is simplicity in terms of how to use it. Everyone knows how to text, and we try to make it the same way, and structured for a business, for a restaurant, and highly secured. So it means that all the information, all the data that everyone is chatting about during the day, this is information that you own instead of iMessages and other personal apps. So let's get into just how we created this app. So we're in business for about 4 years now. We started with banks and hospitals because our first calling card was the security of the app to kind of have communications about sensitive information. We did hear a lot of demand from other industries that they are experiencing the same problems of separation, not having a good flow of people coming in, coming out, and we kind of branched out to restaurants as well about 2 years ago. So I've been talking to a lot of restaurants. I know a lot about your day-to-day. I'll be happy to answer any questions after. But let's go into here a little bit about what we said already. So general, getting a structured app for communication in your control. So it means that all the communications that happen, they happen for the company and by the company. So you create the group chats, you create kind of the who can do what, who can speak with who, if it's multiple locations. And let's skip this. And let's see here. Let's get into the actual app so we can kind of get a feel of how it looks like. So chatting, everyone does it every day. We didn't try to invent the wheel here. It's like every other texting app that you've used. You text, you can send photos, documents, videos, anything that you could do with your personal app, you can do with Zenzap. But like I said before, we structured it to fit also a business. So we have built-in tasks here. What does that mean? It means that there's things that, and I'm sure that there's going to be some people here that it resonates with them. You're talking about something needs to be done, but nobody is really going to be accountable to do it, and you're kind of hoping that it's going to happen. Here you can actually pull it out of the chat as a task, assign it to someone, give it a date, see when it's completed, and then you can kind of know that you close the loop on that. So there's no excuses. People get accountable when talking about stuff, and basically you can manage it all and see it from the overview. I'll just add, for restaurants, a lot of people use this for opening and closing checklists as well. We'll get into that maybe in the questions. Okay, so secure file management, I think it's very self-explanatory. We are SOC 2 compliant, HIPAA compliant with healthcare. Our standard is the highest standard, so we kind of scan the app all the time. So all of the information that is in your account is highly secured and owned by you, which is most important. It's all going to be very centralized for you. So If you're looking for something from years ago, okay, you can just search for it very easily and see all of the information that has been shared around all your group chats, all your one-on-one chats in one place, so you don't have to remember who sent it and when, and start scrolling. Now, this is a very exciting thing, the AI. I heard before that this is moving fast, and we are moving fast with this. So this is not something that we have currently right now on the app if you download it, but in 2 weeks, we are going to introduce AI searches throughout the whole chat. So just an example of that, how many times was employee ABC late in the last month? You can just search that and it will give you an answer of how many times did they say that they're going to be late. Not only that, we're going to introduce a agent, which is like a bot that will be present in all of the groups that you decide to be in. And what that would kind of do is kind of like hiring another employee. So you can ask the bot a little bit more serious questions, a little bit more analytical questions. If you missed a day at work, you can just ask them, can you summarize all the chats that I have? What were the 5 most important things that I need to take care of today that I'm back from vacation? Stuff like that. It's very exciting. It's still, like everything in AI, very new, moving very fast. But I'll be happy to address any questions about that. But for sure, I'm looking forward to it. Now, in terms of onboarding, same thing with the simplicity. We have a very easy way to implement this solution. I know that one of the biggest headaches when you do decide, if you get pitched, let's say you do decide to go forward, having it simple is the key. So we do onboarding. Potentially, we could do it in 1 hour. Usually, it's more about your employees that need to download an app. But we basically have an average of 1 week of entire organizations onboarding everyone and completely using it 100% for all work communications. Now, we talked about this. Sorry? Okay, we talked about the structure of the app. So because it is owned by the company, by the restaurant, you are able to control who can do what in the app. It's not their own. They have it on their personal phone, but it's still in your hands whether or not you want people to create new groups or add and remove people, or just generally talk with, if it's multiple locations, talk to different locations, for example. So basically, although the solution is very simple, there is some customization that every restaurant, depending on your structure, that usually there's a need to kind of configure the account. Now, security and privacy. This is a little bit of just some screenshots that you're going to see, that you can see that you can actually manage every employee that you have on the app, decide whether or not which position they will inherit. Is it a manager? Is it an admin, or just a regular user that's all they're doing is viewing messages and speaking, but nothing to do with the account. Now, this is, I don't know if we have here any multiple location restaurants, but part of the structure is to fit that structure as well. So usually we see companies that come with a need for an overview of all of the employees. Most people don't even know how many employees work for them at a given time. So in this situation, all we need to do is just configure the locations, or all cooks, or all servers, whatever it is, and create groups from them. And basically just being able to send a message, send an update, an announcement directly to the people that need to see it. There's no need to interrupt people that work part-time or anything like that have no connection to other departments. It's literally what you want them to see, that's what they're going to see. Same thing goes if it is multi-department. So multi-department here, it's more about front of house, cooks, management, whatever it is, you can decide, and it will be applied in the app. Now, this is an exciting thing for any restaurant that has a POS system, financial apps, any app that you basically use, we can connect into our app. So it means that basically all the different softwares that you're using, and I'm sure that there's a lot of them, there's one place that you can communicate about different things that happen in those apps. So, for example, if it's a new invoice that came in and you have a question about it, instead of downloading it, sending it in an email maybe, there's automatic notifications that come into the app that are connected to the source, and you can freely just text about these things. Now, again, with the AI, it's even more robust because you can revisit this years back, or in a few years, you'll be able to kind of summarize and get some analytics about these different, I would say, updates and data that the company owns. Same thing goes with the HR systems, just because there's usually high turnover. A lot of people come, a lot of people leave. We have a system to automatically update it based on whatever system that you're using to manage those employees. Again, we're very simple to just for communications, but we have those connections to make it a lot easier to maintain the right people in the right groups. Now, security and compliance, it's in a very high level. We have a lot of different documents that we can share with clients that want to know how their data is stored. But basically, like I said, from the beginning, we started with banks and hospitals. So that was really our calling card. So I'll be happy to hear if there's another question that I didn't hear about security yet. That's pretty much it. I hope I did it in the right amount of time, but I'm happy to hear any questions.
Great job, Ron. Thank you so much. In respects to everyone's time, I know, Mike, you got a hard out. Mike Ungaro, any feedback or questions? Go ahead.
I mean, it sounds like a fantastic tool, especially the integration part of it. I think I was trying to remember, there was an app we looked at a few years ago that was similar to this, but it was designed around HR compliance, around like wage and hour or PAGA lawsuits. Does that does this work to help resolve or avoid any of that? It was like a way to track people's breaks, but also give them the tools to communicate.
Honestly, it's not designed for that. The simplicity of the chat with the AI, it could really open that use case for us. To be honest, this is, I'll be very frank with you, this is new for us too, the whole AI boom in the market, which means that very, I would say, regular information that we used to consider just unofficial chit-chat can become real data. You can really do stuff with it if you can connect the AI to it. So it could help.
Send a link to our HR and IT teams. So while you're talking,
it's okay for me to just maybe add on that is that because of the governance of the app, we do hear some clients that use this for more prevention of incidents, like deleting other people's messages, kicking people out of the app right away. We will probably have at some point preventing screenshots and stuff like that.
Yeah, it's great.
And one more thing, we can hide the personal information. So people cannot go offline without permission, basically.
Very cool. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Thanks for joining, Mike. Appreciate it. You can jump off whenever you need to. Alistair, thanks for being here. Thanks for taking the time. Go ahead. Questions or feedback?
Yeah, I got what kind of integrations, when I went to your integration page on your website, a lot of them says coming soon. So curious about what timeline looks like for that would be sort of the first
roadmap. I love roadmap questions.
I love them too. I also get updated. I try to get updated as much as I can on it. I would just say that the reason why there's a lot coming soon is because we are now using those agents within the app in order to create integrations. What does that mean? Any software that you're using, even if we don't have it, it is a matter. This is not released yet, but it's on the roadmap to configure an integration by typing what you want it to do, basically. So any integration that you would ever want in the world, it's a matter of maybe just a few hours to configure it, but you can have it.
And then how would you say you're sort of different from Slack, who is the 800-pound gorilla in the space?
Well, there's a few. Slack's a good app. I'm not gonna. I used Slack in the past. I think a lot of companies, larger companies, used Slack, but sometimes it's an overkill. I think for a lot of restaurants, the complexity that Slack brings with it, sometimes it's a bit confusing for employees that are just part-time. But we have a few differences in the mainly. If anyone, and you'll hate me for this answer, but if you download the app, you'll see that it's more like a text that you're used to rather than another app that you've never seen before. This will be very familiar for you. And also pricing, to be honest, why not to be direct here? We're a lot more affordable. We try to keep it very simple. We have buckets of users instead of per user subscriptions. So we're aiming for the more people in the field that are part-time, that just need an app that feels simple for them.
And then I got one last question.
Yeah.
Native translation in the thing. Shawn and I had this conversation earlier in the week.
Really?
We no longer consider restaurant tech that's not natively in Spanish. Or at least able to have native translation, because 60% of our workforce is native Spanish speaking. So is there native translation directly built in? Is the app itself capable of being natively selected to Spanish as the preferred language, and thus translation automatically sort of built in on that front?
Great question. Heard it before. Currently not, but it's I think one of the advantages of being a chat app is that most of the content in the app is what people write, what people kind of type into the app, and not the real. There's nothing really to play around with the app if you're an employee. The only thing that we're probably going to introduce, and we are working on it for Spanish, is an auto translation within the chats that you have. As maybe similar to like social media stuff that you can just see the translation.
Great question, Alistair. I'm happy that you brought it up, and Alistair's digital hospitality episode's coming out, but we had a great conversation about this exact topic. Happy that you're bringing it up. We haven't talked about it here in this group, so great stuff. Thank you, Alistair. Troy Hooper.
Alistair took all the freaking questions over.
He's a savvy restaurant operator.
Yeah.
You get one and a follow-up on the one.
Sorry, I didn't know the rules. I wasn't briefed on the rules. I apologize.
There are no rules. The rules are we build in public. We built this show off of a Clubhouse call, so
it's okay. Sorry, I had to switch to my phone. Having technical issues here at home today. Yeah, I would say this though. You're really focused on the chat feature functionality, but the thing that was most exciting to me in your demo was the project management. Now, that's not an inherent project management tool? You're talking about task assigning and stuff, pulling it out of the chat. And is there a project management feature tool set built in?
Yeah, so I like to treat our tasks, to-dos we call it in the app, more as a imitation of as if you were in the restaurant and you're telling person X, don't forget to take out the trash in the end of the shift. Something simple. I would say for more project management, there's tools that are dedicated for that, and it's better to maybe integrate into those tools so that you can actually get automatic notifications on updates on different projects, different things that require maybe more collaboration across departments, more people involved. And our built-in tasks is for the day-to-day. It's send the contract, sign off on that invoice, submit your timesheets by the end of the day, stuff like that.
Okay, let me give you one piece of feedback.
Yes, please.
This is after 5 years of being trained by Shawn Walchef. You ready?
Yeah.
You have, according to your website, and I think in your pitch, you do have a lot of people using this, right? Like you do have some traction, and you're in multiple industries over a number of years, right?
Yes.
So my suggestion is this: you have a lot of story to tell. You have a lot of case study available to you, if I'm correct.
Correct.
So you need to tell the stories about what problems you have solved for specific people. And I would say you have an advantage because you have external industry, cross-industry experience. You should tell restaurant people how other people have used this outside of restaurants and other industries to solve problems that you know exist inside the restaurant industry. We need to be told what our problem is, need to be told there's a solution, and need to be shown how easy, cheap, and fast we can solve that problem with your product. So tell stories.
I completely agree.
Pictures. Not just list bullet points of what things it can do. You did a little bit of that, but that's the repertoire. That's the one-man show, stage show that you can weave a story of how to talk about your features in the way of how they solve problems for specifically we have.
That is very true. I completely agree, and we aren't great minds, but we are in the process of relaying those different stories. We're filming now a lot of kind of day in the life in a restaurant by using Zenzap. The thing is that it is a blessing, but also it's a challenge that we have. That there's a lot of different stories. There's a lot of different examples that we can give, and we are trying to aim to restaurants, for example. But every restaurant kind of has different stories. So it depends really on the culture. That's what I've found so far, on the culture of the company. How do people communicate? Are they engaged? Stuff like that. And that's our challenge. And I appreciate the feedback because I completely agree with it, to be honest. So we're definitely on that path.
Great stuff, Troy. Thank you. Hildy, welcome to the show. Thank you for being here. Real quick, who are you? What are you working on? And what's your feedback or questions?
I think you are muted.
You're muted. Yeah, we can't hear you, Hildy. She's going to go back out and come back in. No worries. Ward Olgreen, go for it. Who are you? What are you working on? And what's your feedback or questions?
Ward Olgreen, the COO of Red Onion. We do guest behavior analytics down to the individual person to solve problems for the restaurant industry. Great presentation, great product. I love the fact that it's you got it simple and structured, and which is what sells, which makes it easy from explaining it. Plus, just texting is everybody's texting right now. Some of the quick questions are, on average, is the employee using their personal device?
Sorry,
are the employees typically using their personal device?
Yeah. Yes.
Are there any states where if an employee is using a personal device in a business, that then you have to reimburse that employee as far as it? Because I think in California you have to reimburse them $25 a month or something.
Not if that's the case. I'm not in the restaurant industry, but I haven't heard it often at all. Okay. I know that California is very strict on the well-being of employees, so it makes sense to me what you're saying.
Yeah, I mean, what you kind of had me at if you do work for hospitals, then your security is got to be fantastic. Yeah. Just to start there, because I know we're SOC 2, we're Type 2 from this standpoint, so we're very protective of the data as well. So you talk about you could delete messages. So is it only the person who just sent it, or only key people who are actually allowed to delete any information? How does that work?
Only admins. Only admins are able to delete other people's messages. The companies, they appoint admins and they trust their judgment. We don't allow it for regular users.
Yeah, because I can see like a C-suite being tied into 6 different groups, and all of a sudden sending a very secure message to the wrong group, and that C-suite would want to immediately pull it back. So when you pull it back, does it basically dissolve on every person's personal phone? Or
dissolves completely. Even if it's like a picture or a video or a document that's been sent, you can also delete that. Now the thing is that everything sent in Zenzap does not go locally on the mobile device or anything like that. It's all completely stored on the cloud, so there's no traces any kind for locally.
And then just 2 more quick thoughts. Are you able to turn it on and off in relation to peak periods? I mean, because from 11 to 2, you might want people just purely executing, and then you turn it back on, or how do you handle that, or is that an option?
100%. That's a great question, because it's an underrated thing that people don't think about before they have Zenzap, only after. That sometimes you just want to shut it off, and it's pretty hard to do that when you're using like personal chatting, because you maybe want to chat with some friends, family, and you can definitely do that. We have a notification center that really gets it to be customized. We are also developing a roadmap question here. We're also developing to be in sync with the shifts of employees, so only while they're in shifts they will be able to get notifications. Perfect.
And then my last thought, is I am mistakenly the president of a homeowners association, which I can tell you, which is the only reason it happens. When they voted me on, I wasn't there. So they said, it's the old, everybody that wants this position, take a step forward, and everybody else just took a step backward. And I got hosed. But this would be a great tool for board members of HOAs to be able to talk quickly between board meetings on very secure topics, and then be able to present that. So we're talking residuals here, but I would work with you on how to use that, because just the company that manages our HOA has 3,000 other HOAs that they manage. So I could just see that being a great simple tool in relation to how they need to talk to each other back and forth, versus having some a much more complicated device. So we'll connect later, but I think that would be very helpful in relation to what I need on a regular basis. I think it'd be very helpful. No, that's great. You're spot on. It's one of the use cases that we do have. Even people that have, huge companies, they do have it only for maybe the top people that need to kind of have their own weekly summarization of those meetings, or monthly, whatever it would be. And then they can pick it up from there instead of kind of, preparing every time. They use the to-dos to kind of give assignments to one another. I'll definitely be interested to hear a little bit more about it, but it's definitely a good fit for that. And I'll give you my address where you can send the royalty check. So for me, that's it. Awesome. Thank you. Thank you for presenting us. Great job.
Thanks, Ward. Hilda, you want to give it another go? No. StreamYard's not.
Let's try to read lips.
Your microphone not picking up the right mic. Matty Smokes, why don't you go?
I can't hear Shawn. Can anybody else?
You can't hear me? You guys hear me?
I can hear you.
Yeah.
Everybody hear me now?
Oh, there you go, Hildy.
There we go, Hildy. Go for it.
Good things to say and share. So first of all, about me, I have 4 businesses. The one that Ron wants to know about is my promotional products. But before I do that, I wanted, is Matt? Oh, Matty left. All right.
Oh.
Yes.
Sorry, I was just saying there.
Yes.
There we go.
The star.
The
Jackson.
star of the show has arrived.
Welcome to Rising Tides, Jackson.
Hi, Jackson.
We love you,
Sorry,
buddy.
Mama needed 2 minutes, so she's like, "Can you hold
That
him
is
while you're on the
amazing.
call?"
Yes,
So,
Yes.
hey Jackson, look at the dude.
Jackson.
Oh no, not happy. Not a happy
Oh,
baby.
he's okay.
Troy.
He's okay.
It's like a Troy Hooper bobblehead doll.
It is.
Fun fact about this show is we all met Troy Hooper when he had Austin, who was Jackson's age. Is that
Yeah, that's
does
right.
that track?
That is.
Is that how long? That's how long we've been doing this show.
Yep.
Yep.
Wow. Yeah,
Yep.
it was Troy was apologizing because Austin was crying on Clubhouse, and we're like, you don't need to apologize. This community gets it.
Yep. And
Oh
now we
yeah,
got
sorry,
Jackson.
didn't mean to steal the show. Aaron
No,
just had to
you're all
drop that on
good.
me, so I thought I'd say hi.
You're all
Jackson can
good.
steal the show, not you, Troy.
Jackson
but
is the show.
can. So
Go ahead, Hildy.
All right. So I just launched February 1st sing-alongs. And this Sunday, we're going to be, this isn't for you, Ron. This was more for Maddie and for Shawn and the team. So this Sunday, we're going to be in New York. We're back in Atlanta. We're booking Denver. And if I get the right places, we're desperately looking for a place on Long Island. So I just messaged you on LinkedIn, Maddie, and San Diego. So that's a separate issue, but you're supposed to introduce yourself. That's my top business right now, is bringing sing-alongs, which is very popular in Israel, but not popular here, to different restaurants and places that have off nights. It's a reason for people to come in. And so anyway, that's that. But what I want to tell you, Ron, is I sell promotional products. I sell over $1 million a year. I have 110 memory care retirement communities in the Chicago area. If I tell them to give you a chance, they will, because people adore me. I also have 11 orthopedic surgeons here in Atlanta. If I tell them to give you a try, they will. So I only deal with big corporations, and those types was a perfect fit for you. I've been looking on your website, kind of stalking you. I sent you a LinkedIn. Please go ahead and book a call with me, because out of everybody here, I'm the one who can send you some dollars.
Sounds good.
Okay, and question. My question to you, Ron, is how are you currently gaining business?
We're first of all, in a lot of different ways. There's not only one. We do have, of course, the ads, the AI search, promotions of referral programs, but we are very we're always changing, and I think I got a question about that before, about the stories. So we're trying a lot of things on how to get the story out, because I know this is restaurant focused, but we do have a lot of industries, and it's hard to get the story out that will fit each industry in a different way. So we're still figuring that out, and we're talking a lot with clients in order to get those promotional videos and testimonials, use cases, those type of things.
So which department in a company do you go after HR? Do you go after procurement? Who's the perfect person to introduce you to?
So we have, I hope I'm not annoying with my answer, but we have about 3 or 4 perfect people that, everyone in their own area of expertise. So it's IT, it's operational managers, it's owners, although I know, no offense to any owner, they usually don't do the implementation after. So it's a little bit, maybe the concept is good with them, but we always need someone to work with us and get this settled, because implementation, we only have one chance to kind of get this right with everyone. So I would say those are the main 3, and HR, of course.
I was hoping you'd say HR, because I have some really good ins with HR and marketing. But again, I think your product is exactly what a lot of my clients have been begging me for, and they always trust me for referrals. So jump on LinkedIn when you have a minute, and we'll book a call. And Maddie, you too. We got to do Long Island. Thanks, Shawn.
Thank you, Hildy. Appreciate it. Maddie Smokes, you're up. Who are you? What are you working on? And what's your feedback or questions for Ron?
How you doing, guys? Hildy, we'll definitely be in touch. Maddie Smokes Barbecue and Catering here, founder, pitmaster, serving authentic, true, low and slow barbecue from across Long Island, Brooklyn to Sag Harbor, and then also owner and chef JJ Cooper's Restaurant and Bar in Long Beach, New York. So I'm an operator on the ground, and so I kind of got two questions for you. One, so obviously we give staff things all the time, information. What are you guys doing to make sure, to help me ensure that staff is actually looking at what I'm sending and actually reading it, not just opening it up and then closing it? Is there any way of tracking, and making sure to ensure that the message is getting out to the right people and being looked at?
Good question. So there's a few ways. Although I'm going to take one step back and ask you a question back, if that's okay. What do you care about more? That they actually read it, or that they tell you that they read it, and if something goes wrong, it's on them? They signed off that they read the update. That's I can see it going either way for some owners.
Well, I'll give you an example. I do work I use WhatsApp's chats with my whole kitchen, where I'll send a schedule out, but then nobody actually looked at the schedule. But at that point, it's like, well, I did tell you. So now I can hold you accountable for it, because it is somewhere that it's been, processed, I guess, so that, everybody is held accountable to their own actions at that point.
That's the word that I love to hear. It's the accountability, because there's two options on how we track these things. One, every message that gets sent out by you can click on the message and see exactly who read it and what time. And we're also going to add, because if you're 500 people and you have an announcement, you would want to know who didn't read it, right? The second thing is that we're releasing a feature called polls. I think you're familiar with it with WhatsApp, for example. That the use case for that is you send out a announcement that everyone needs to read. Okay, right below that, confirm that you read the update. Okay, then they click that they confirm. They're accountable now. If they didn't do something, they don't have the excuse.
Okay, and then the second part would be, we talked all about task management and whatnot. So for me, I'm trying to get everybody off of their cell phones while they're at work. Everybody is on their cell phone, and so truthfully, more of my my everyday procedures is, no, when you come to work, off your cell phone. Is there any way to set up a centralized tablet of some sort where staff could log in and not necessarily work from their personal devices, but rather something that I'm providing them to work from?
Yeah, great question, and my bad for not addressing that in the presentation, because it's one of the openings that I usually do. It's that we do work with a browser, a desktop app, tablets as well, and mobile phones. So all you really need in order to accomplish that is a centralized tablet with their own phone number and email, so that they're going to be like a user called Smokes Barbecue, and just everyone logs into there. Nothing is personal being shared. It's just like the kind of like a work profile, I would say.
So what you're saying is, on the central tablet, it's more of a generalized, not specific to them?
Exactly, but you can still assign someone to a task, or in this case, it could be just we're talking about in a shift, right? So two people, let's say, come to the shift. There's always the same task, and you can add more tasks, and they just mark it as they go. It doesn't really matter to you, I think, who does it. So there's a lot of ways to approach this. I think I would need to hear more specific use case in order to fit that customization.
I guess in general, if I was to be assigning staff closing procedures at the end of the night, who's responsible for closing procedures at the end of the night, rather than, for the most part, it's a dry erase board or a printed piece of paper that's being distributed. Could we be utilizing the app from offsite to be doing those assignments?
Yeah, so there's a thing called a to-do list, which is like a template. So all the opening and closing assignments that always are the same, you create a dedicated group called opening and closing checklist. That's the whole functionality of that group. It's not to talk, it's not to do anything, and it's just built with a lot of assignments that every shift that they need to fill out, if something hasn't been filled out or whatever, then you can catch it on time. But I would say the direct answer is a dedicated group for tasks.
Okay.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thanks, Ward. Appreciate it. Dean, with respect to everyone's time, let's get him some quick feedback, and then we can get a quick round of best recommendations for people that are pitching. We just want to give the best recommendations, things not to do, things to do. Dean, go ahead.
I can't hear.
Can you hear me? You can't hear me? Everyone else can hear me?
Hey, Ron, am I up? Okay, all right. Well, I'll talk because I kind of know what he's going to say. My name is Dean LeVay. I'm down here in New Orleans. And listen, I appreciate your presentation. I could hear you over here. I think it's a great product, and just listening to you talk to Maddie just now about the tablets and stuff, and earlier in your presentation, I was thinking about I spent some time in a nursing home in an assisted living facility.
Mhm.
Man, that's got to be like the perfect application, because everybody has a list, and that list changes every hour because stuff's going on. So listen, that was kind of what I wanted to say. But what my question is this, is basically, there must have been, you had an aha moment somewhere that you came up with this idea. What's the story on that? What's that about?
Good question. Good question. So I'll be honest, I didn't create the app. I'm with the company from relatively the start. So I'm going to share the story of the founders that basically they were working at another thing and just being very annoyed about in my country we use mainly WhatsApp for all the conversations. Everyone has it here. So work and family and friends are all in the same space. So you can't really zone out. It used to be that you could always see if someone's online, stuff like that. So basically it was an idea to separate all those communications, and then we started working with the banks and the hospitals, the big banks in Israel, and they confirmed that it's a problem. They are talking about very sensitive information in personal apps. So Meta owns that information basically, so they don't own it. And then we started just working on it and gaining traction, seeing that it works, and then we branched out a little bit.
Well, good. Listen, and Shawn's right. We're building in public, because I use an iPhone for these meetings, and when I first got on, it kicked me off, and I just come in and out. And like now, I can hear everybody else, but I can't hear Shawn. I have no idea why. But I'm going to get off and listen. I appreciate you. I think you got a great product, and let's connect. Thanks.
Awesome.
Thank you, Dean. Thank you.
Thank you, Dean. Alistair, real quick, what's your best advice for anyone coming to pitch the Tide? Anyone that's trying to get in front of busy restaurant owners, operators, and what can they do when they get up here?
I mean, I think because I stole all of Troy's questions, I'll just steal his answer here. I'll just continue on the theft train, right? But I think honestly, like, being clear about the problem you're solving and who you're solving it for is always like one of the most important pieces. Like, what's the value you're providing? I have a metric that I like to talk about, which is return on time, not just return on capital. That I think for most restaurant owners, the time is almost more valuable than the capital. Not capital is not important, but if you talk to an average restaurant general manager or anybody in the ops chain, the single biggest thing that they're missing is time. And so how are you giving somebody back time, or how are you giving them back clarity on that side is always super critical. And so I think that really goes back to sort of Troy's outline around, okay, what's the story you're telling? What's the problem you're solving? Who are you solving the problem for? Most restaurant owners don't know what problem they're trying to use technology to solve. So you kind of got to tell them what's the outcome that they're looking for. I will agree with the guest who said in California you have to pay a stipend. That is totally an accurate statement, and that's why we've sort of avoided a lot of these messaging pieces, because you might be $10 to Zenzap, and then it's $25 to every employee, and that adds up real fast. So I do think that's where texting doesn't have that hard cap on that side, and so it's a little bit more gradual, but it's definitely a problem everybody's looking for good solutions to in terms of how to message out to people. But yeah, in general, I would say be really clear on what's the value prop, and not just what are you saving them from a cost standpoint, but also time.
Amazing. Alistair, I can't thank you enough for taking the time to be here to give feedback. Really, really appreciate it. Maddie Smokes, feedback to not just to Ron, but to anyone pitching the busy restaurateur, hospitality professional.
Yeah, I mean, I think a lot of it comes down to communicating with, operators like us on the floor and on the ground. And so for me, when I think about all my communication and when I'm texting staff, it's schedule management, it's task allocation, it's prep lists, it's roles and responsibilities. I mean, the turnover rate that we deal with is tremendous. So it's a lot of repetitiveness. So in the communications, how does it resolve those issues for us? And, with the AI features coming in, it's the same prep lists, it's the same roles and responsibilities over and over again to the same people. But maybe it's a scheduling integration that starts to show us how many people are closing that night, which individuals are doing it, and then automatically allocating those to the employees to ensure for us that somebody is held accountable for it. I think that would be a tremendous feature. I don't know how easy it is to make happen, but that's the problems we have.
Awesome.
So if I could just say something about that, you'll be surprised. It's very easy to do that. It's not something that it's right now that we have, but once we have and the AI is 2 weeks away. It's not a futuristic thing. We will be able to, if you upload your schedule, it will know who's and automatically send messages on your behalf. You give it a name, Maddie's personal assistant or something like that, or anything that you want, and it will appoint people that they need to do specific things based on what you in free text just tell them. You can even record anything that you want, and it will just do it for you.
All right, awesome. Thank you.
Appreciate it, Maddie Smokes. Hildy, wrap us up. Best advice. Oh no.
I got it.
You got it. There it is.
I'm dog sitting. That's one of my businesses. So for people who need to pitch us, keep it unique. Know what you're going to say. Try not to do the, like. Don't do word fillings, and tell us stories, just like you just did, Ron. Telling the story about how this came to be, that resonates with all of us. We all met on a Clubhouse thing. We weren't even able to see what each other looked like, but because of the stories we told, we connected in a way that I feel that we're going to be in each other's lives forever. And that's the biggest thing, whether it's Ron, whether it was me when I was doing Gotta Sing events a few months ago before I launched. You got to tell great stories with lots of adjectives.
Amazing stuff, Hildy. Ron, thank you so much for taking the time. What's the best place for people to learn more about Zenzap? How can they connect with you? How do we go?
Yeah, so the website is the best place. Downloading the app, it's there's no credit card needed. You download it, and it will just take you into that journey, filling it up. Very easy. And anyone here can find me on LinkedIn, and we'll schedule meetings if we want kind of to talk more specific to a use case.
Yeah, and if anyone needs a use case, Cali Barbecue, we use it. Our managers use it. It's been one of the best digital hospitality tools that we've onboarded. My wife loves it because now my group chats aren't in the iMessage. I'm on my phone a lot, as this community knows, but it's nice to have that segmentation. Zenzap's done an awesome job for Cali Barbecue. If you are a restaurant tech company and you want to pitch the tide, please email us, podcast at calibbq.media. We do these shows every Friday. If you're a restaurateur, please join the show. If you're a hospitality professional, if you're an entrepreneur, storyteller, if you believe in technology, this community meets every Wednesday, every Friday, 10 a.m. Pacific time. Please reach out to us. Ron, thank you so much. I want to just hold on for one moment. Alistair, thank you. Maddie Smokes, Hildy, Mike Ungaro, Joe Fontana, Troy Hooper, everyone that joined us. Dean LeBay, thank you so much. We appreciate you. Thank you, Ward. Great job, Ron. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for having me.
You got it.